Welcome to How Hard Can It Be, where we're bringing experts in different fields to really learn about how hard can it be to do what they do. I am your host, Carlos Guerrero, and today we have Ivan Osorio here with over 15 years of experience in marketing. Ivan has been part of major campaigns including the Royal Cadillac Championship, the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show, the Miami Heat, and multiple local international multi-million-dollar real estate projects. Ivan is here today to talk to us about how hard can it be to promote your business. Welcome, Ivan. How are you today?
Great. Thank you for having me. This is fun.
Excellent. Well, we're glad to have you here. Obviously you're part of our team. You have done great things for Cutting Edge. You started a little over a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. And the stuff that you have done here at Cutting Edge, you have created a brand new marketing. You have created a YouTube channel. You have created a team to work under you. And you have just really built this crazy marketing thing for a business. Now, how did you start this whole thing? Tell us your story.
In the field of marketing, we have to go back. I started when I was in school. In 2005, I was not a great college student. I was looking around. I didn't really know what to do. I wanted to study business. I think a lot of people can feel the same experience that I had, which is their counselors tell you one thing but you have an instinct to do something else. I actually ended up meeting a mentor at that time who was very involved in Google Local. It was the beginning of YouTube and all this was happening. And he said, hey, you know what? Stop what you're doing if you're not fully focused in one thing and really learn this. This is the future of marketing. And so that's when I got started. And it's just been ever changing since. I think that the internet changed the way that business is done. Now with AI and everything, like you can't get comfortable. This is about learning. You have to keep learning. And I think that was the biggest lesson in getting started, which was you have to be adaptable and learn a new thing. And that's kind of the path that marketing's taken for me.
So your professor is the one that kind of got you to this?
No, it wasn't a professor. I met somebody at a networking function. I kind of talked to him that, hey, listen, I am studying all these different courses, but I really would like to do business. But my counselors keep telling me that I can't because I'm bad at math. And so...
What does business have to do with math?
Yeah, right? Like accounting is the only place where you really need to be a master at numbers. What I came to learn from him was that business is about relationships and being good with people. And if you can bring ideas that solve these people's problems, then guess what? You're good at business. Obviously, counselors, they're not business people. So that was my experience. And I'm sure a lot of people have also had similar experiences where young people, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what to do. You try different things and then something clicks. And then that's kind of what got me started on the road.
Now, how do you go from that experience to getting to where you are today? You have done great things for different businesses. And one thing is to market yourself, but one thing is to market a business.
What I've learned in all of my experiences and just trying different things is that the hardest thing to sell is a product. The easiest thing to sell is yourself backing that product. Right now, that's very obvious in the way that...
Can you give some examples about that? What do you mean by that?
So if you're starting a business, for example, you go to a networking function, nobody's going to be buying that product from the website that they don't really know about. But you're going to a networking function, you're building relationships. That is a form of direct marketing. And so you're building relationships, and now that you've built that trust, now that the trust is built up front, now you can talk about your product or service that solves a problem for this person or that person or whatever situation that they're in.
I have a couple of businesses, and it's true what you're saying, because people buy from people, not from business. Right. So you basically, what you're saying is that to market your business, you kind of really have to start marketing yourself.
Correct.
Is that what you're saying?
I learned from having many jobs in college and in my college years that interviewing for positions is one of the greatest sales lessons that I ever learned, because the only thing you're doing there is selling yourself. They talk very little about your history, but they're really wondering about the person. Who are you? Why should we hire you? And so when you develop the skill to sell yourself, now you put yourself in a position where you can sell almost anything. Some great advice that I got was that there aren't wasted experiences. We go through things over a period of time, and you can apply everything at some point as long as you keep all the tools in your tool belt as you continue learning.
For me, like market yourself, market your business, we all the same thing. I hire somebody to do a post and then put it on Instagram, or I do a quick video, hey, I'm here, whatever. Like, how hard can it be?
Especially in today's world, it's really about building a brand, because everybody buys on Amazon, but they know who Jeff Bezos is. People want to buy Teslas, but they know who Elon Musk is. And so there is the brand, and then there is the person, and they're linked. That's part of the reason why we have this podcast. That's part of the reason why you see people going on radio station channels, politicians, they do it as well. You have to sell yourself first as an authority, as somebody that's trustworthy, somebody that can solve a problem, because a lot of people, I think, before they purchase something, they want to know who they're getting into business with. And I think that that's something that a lot of business owners face, is the imposter syndrome. I don't have enough experience. I haven't done this long enough, or somebody else can do it better than me. But the truth is that people want to do business with you if you you are somewhat of an expert and you are a good person. And that, for the most part, if you have those two things, you can solve problems for a lot of people. And that's what business is. That's what a transaction is. It's dollars exchanged for trust that you're going to be able to do what you said you were going to do. And marketing is the story of that, right?
Yeah, but that makes sense because I guess most people do buy something to solve a problem. If I have a problem, I want to make sure that person is going to solve a problem.
Correct.
Who is that person to solve a problem?
I think that business ultimately becomes very personal at some point. Almost all businesses. We're talking about relationships built, and then you want to do business over time. And then you do a great job with one person, and then they recommend their friend. It's become something almost more than business. It's become almost like a friendship. Hey, talk to my guy Carlos. He's great. He's a great guy. You'll like him. He does great work. So there is the business part, but then there is also the personal part, and those things become kind of intertwined at some point, and that's how your business gets organic.
How did you learn this tip? Like, can you give us like a roadmap of your success? Give us something juicy to hear who Ivan Osorio is.
Okay. I would say I learned a lot of this just doing it. And the biggest test and trial that I'd say is one of my first jobs when I was learning under that mentor for a small marketing agency. And we had a big client. It was my third week on the job. And we had a big client, which was the University of Phoenix. Major clients. I was just learning about business, about...
What's this?
This was an online marketing agency.
Okay, so it's online marketing.
Yeah, so it was small to medium size, about 20 people on the team. They said, hey, we like how you're dealing with our clients. I was an account executive. We like how you're dealing with the clients. We're getting good feedback, et cetera, et cetera. We need you to go to Utah. I said, wow, Utah's beautiful. That's amazing. I'd love to go to Utah. I've never been there. They go, great. So here's your flight information, et cetera, et cetera. You're going to be talking about A, B, and C. And I said, okay, but you're giving me all this information. Who's coming with me? And they said, oh, no, we don't fly. The two partners of the business who were in charge of all of the campaigns, they said, no, we don't like to fly.
Oh, wow.
So this will be just you.
And you've been in this business for how long?
3 weeks.
So this company hires you with 3 weeks. You're an account specialist.
Yes.
Or account what?
Executive, yeah.
Account executive.
So managing the accounts.
Manager account. You're not doing the marketing part yet.
Correct.
Right? And then they're saying you to Utah for a big account that these people have with no experience in marketing, no experience on the campaign. Tell us more.
I have no idea. I immediately get sweaty. My stomach hurts because I have to now be the representative of a major campaign, and I don't really know what I'm talking about. And they said, don't worry, you'll be fine. Just do what you do and learn about the campaign right now. You have 3 days to prepare. 3 days to prepare. Here's your hotel information. Don't worry, it'll be fine. And no, it's not going to be fine. Things are not going to be fine. So I show up sweating. I'm calling, and they said, you know what? This is part of your growth. Figure it out. You're going to learn from this. And that was
for sure. You got to learn from that.
And I appreciate it because it was definitely a lot of trust. So I prepared as best I could. They told me, and I realized that this was a meeting not about numbers. This was about showing who the people in the company are and about building the relationship. They didn't tell me that, but that's what I discovered after the first day. And so I was just doing a lot of finger guns. I was like, hey, who are my guys? But this is Mormon country. They don't drink. They don't do anything. Everything shuts up at 6. So I was just stuck in my hotel room, just thinking, and how can I get away with this? And then it just occurred to me that you're not getting away with this. You're building a relationship. Let the numbers guys handle the number stuff. My job here is just to make them feel good that they're in good hands, right?
Got it.
And so after the first day, which was all sweating, I was trying to be who I was not. And the second day was a 3-day trip. The second day, I kind of just let everything go and said, you know what, it'll be fine. And once I focused on the relationships, then I realized, okay, this is going to be good. And at that point, I was fine. We were in the meetings, we're having a good time. And when we left, it was great. They were very happy with everything. And what I took from that is that business is about relationships, and it's not all about just the details. It's about the big picture. Do we want to sit together, spend time together? Does this person want to talk to me? Do we fit? Right.
I know you have some tips for our audience today. He has some great tips for you guys about marketing your business.
Yeah.
And how hard can it be? But before we get to that, I understand, like, obviously you're an expert. You have done it. Like, for me as a business owner, I feel that I could just hire, a marketing agency. They're going to put me on some of the list and how hard can it be? Or I could try to do it myself. Which route do you think is more convenient for somebody like me? I don't have any marketing experience. I don't want to do marketing. I'm the numbers guy, right? Mm-hmm. If I was the numbers guy and just focus on my numbers, or should I also try to tackle the marketing part?
That's a tough question. I think a lot of that has to do with where you are in the business. When you're just starting out, you have to wear all the hats, right? So
tell me about it.
Yeah. And so kind of something that I've picked up along the way is that you don't have to be an expert, but you just need to be competent. You just need to know enough to know what questions to ask of somebody that you're going to end up hiring out.
Now, before we keep going to that, you made a good point. When you're starting out, or we have a small business and you have to wear all the hats. How important it's marketing? You got sales, you got operations, you got finances, you have all these departments in a company, in any company, how important is really marketing?
I think marketing is probably the most important, because marketing opens doors for you to generate business in more time than you have available. If you only have 10 hours of the day to work on, and the majority of your day, 80% of your day is involved in the operations, the only way that you can generate many more sales opportunities to generate cash flow for your business without you personally being there shaking hands at a networking event is if you have good marketing, and social media does that. Email marketing does that. Having a YouTube channel, having a podcast, anything that multiplies the ability of people to meet you and see you and know who you are.
Exposure.
And solves their problem, right? That exposure, that's doing the job for you. So doing it wrong will cost you time and money. Doing it right can 10x your whole business.
And that's exactly what I want to talk to you about, because I think that's where your tips come into play. So guys, if you're enjoying this episode, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Also, if you're an expert in your field, we would love to have you as a guest here on our show. To register, go to www.howhardcanitbe.miami. Now, with that said, Ivan, you have done amazing stuff. You know, how you were able to get from the shy little guy that you were hired by this company, they threw you to the wolves. You were able to like overcome that and learn from that, because I don't think they give you training on how to be Ivan Osorio, how to network. You kind of figured out, okay, I need to be here to just basically shake hands and make people comfortable.
Right.
Now, going through the whole story, all your success, what is it that makes the difference for people that want to do the marketing? Because I understand how hard it is to market your business, right? And like you said, marketing your business is probably one of the most important things you could do as a business owner. So what tips can you give to us that we're starting in marketing that we don't really know what is the right things or the bad things that you shouldn't do?
I think the biggest piece of advice I could offer if you are a business owner is that when you launch the business, you agree to promote the business and tell everybody that they know that you know about your business. But not everybody necessarily follows through on that.
Well, I didn't agree on that. I just figured out this, and I want to open a business. How hard can it be to own a business? And how hard can it be to provide a service and get paid for it, right?
Well, the thing is that new customers are the oxygen, and your little baby, the business, is a living creature.
Yeah.
And if you don't get new customers, that baby dies. So the only thing that you can do to keep your little baby alive is to bring in new customers. And the only way to do that is to meet people and market your business. It's kind of like the unknown agreement that when you launch a business, you have to promote it. And you have to be ready to do the uncomfortable things that it takes to help your baby to grow.
What are the comfortable things? Tell me more about the uncomfortable
The
things.
uncomfortable things is talking on camera.
Oh, look at that.
Talking on camera.
You're comfortable. You're comfortable.
I'm so uncomfortable.
Same here. How hard can it be?
But I think that that's something important, because a lot of people, they feel like, oh, you know what, I can't go on camera because I'm uncomfortable. Maybe I'm a little heavy, or whatever our insecurities are, right?
Your fears, your own personal fears, only you have them inside you.
Right. Nobody else knows about this. But here's the interesting truth. When you go to a networking function, they meet you as you are.
Yeah.
So we're only shy about what we think we can control on the camera, but when they meet us in real life, it's a totally different story. But what happens when we put out our marketing and our pictures we're taking in 20 years ago, and we looked very different? When my hair was down to here, and then I meet them in person, and they're like, hey, guy, I don't know who you are.
You're not that guy.
Yes. And I think, especially in today's social media, and Carlos, I know you can talk about this as well, is you have to be authentic.
Yes.
Everybody knows everything, right?
It's funny that you mentioned that, because I have a PR girl, and then we did a photo shoot, and then this PR lady, amazing by the way, she basically sends my photos to somebody to edit them, and it made me look like a Barbie doll. Like I had no wrinkles, I had no life. I'm like, listen, pull my wrinkles back, pull my lines back. Don't fix my voice, because I'll have to go out there and meet people, and when they meet me, they're like, you're not the guy from the picture. So yeah, I think that is so important to just be authentic, be yourself. It is what it is. People are gonna love you, people are gonna hate you.
And the other thing I think is you've been through some battles.
Yeah.
You've been through some stuff. And those lines, they're earned, right? And I think that there's a point where we have to just stop caring about what people think, and we have to move forward with our goals. And so if your goal and your why is, I have to build this business for my family, and then you know what? I don't care what people think. We're moving forward, and we have to do what we have to do, right? And that's part of it in kind of unlocking in marketing, being able to promote. If you're just getting started or you're thinking of getting started, your why has to be bigger than whatever little obstacle is stopping you from promoting your business and letting everybody know what you do.
Just to summarize what you're saying, basically what you need to do in your business for marketing, because it is really hard to market yourself. I don't think anybody will doubt how hard can it be to market your business, because it's hard. And everybody's gonna know about your business. You have to get into Google, you have to get into all these platforms so that people people actually find you. And that's just the beginning of it. The big transformation, I think you hit it around the nail, is like when people start to know who you are as a person, because people like to do business with people, not with businesses. And this is what you're saying. You need to, as a business owner or somebody in your team, you need to be able to make yourself uncomfortable so that they could really know who you really are, so that they want to do business with you and refer you business. Now, what has been a game changer in my business, it's really about not who I know, it's more about who knows me. Yes. When you start exposing yourself out there, getting uncomfortable, getting in front of that microphone, getting in front of that camera, talking to people, bringing new faces to the organization, that is an example of being uncomfortable, right? What else can you give our audience? Like, what other tips you think? Because it does take time to be uncomfortable. It does take time to do the podcast. And a lot of time, people don't have the time. What else can they do to at least get their feet warm in the water?
I think being around other people who are doing uncomfortable things. I think that if you put yourself in a circle of people who are doing things that stretches you, then that gives you permission to go ahead and do the thing that you've been holding on and holding back from doing. And in this marketing thing, I think maybe the younger kids, we have some younger people in this office, they're used to being in front of the camera, but people our age and older, they're not, right? We've not grown up being in front of the camera. But the truth is that social media is worldwide. You have to be able to be uncomfortable and learn new skills and do the hard thing that it takes so that the right people know you. Because it can take you 15 years to build a great business, but if you do the thing that everybody's avoiding to doing and you're taking the harder path, maybe you can split that in half or a third, because now the right people know you, you're in all the different channels, you're marching forward with your mission, and the right people are going to see you, and they will respect you for doing the thing that they are nervous about doing.
They will talk bad, they will trash you, they will trash talk, but you will definitely earn the respect.
Yes. Haters are a mark of your growth and your success.
I love the haters.
Haters pay the bills.
Put back comments down. Share it.
Report.
Put it whatever you want. One last question, Ivan. So going back to, if you were a younger you, what will you change?
I would focus on the 80-20.
80-20. What is the 80-20?
80-20 is something that they call Pareto's principle. And it basically states it's a rule of pretty much of nature. 80% of the results that you get are going to be generated by 20% of your activities. So how do we focus on like the one thing? What is the most important thing? And I think that especially in marketing, it's so fragmented. You can do all the things in marketing, for example. But realistically, there's only 2 or 3 things that are really going to generate the results for you. If you're starting a new business, I would say the most important things would be to focus on creating a database, email marketing, have everybody that you know on the email and launch the email marketing, and then work on the social media. So when you combine the two, you get exposure and you get direct access to the people that you want to work with. Focusing on the 80-20 would have helped me polish some of the skills I would need later on versus trying to learn everything, because we can't learn everything. Now there's AI. Oh my God, papers in the air, but that's going to happen, right? Technology changes things, but I would definitely focus more on the 80-20, and that applies to everything. Diet, exercise, learning, relationships. What are the things that actually matter? And then not worry about feedback, not worry about criticism. I would say that. Well
said, Ivan. Thank you so much for being on our show today. If people wanted to talk to you, ask you more questions.
Yeah, you guys can send me any questions to j.ivan.osorio on Instagram, and I'll have some other stuff coming out soon.
Great. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being part of the show today. Can't stop, won't stop. Let's go.
Nice. I'm good.
Peace out.